Okay, so now we're getting into some more advanced principles in pre-algebra. There's a thing called the inequality. Inequalities are any time when you're comparing two numbers that are not the same, or sometimes they actually are the same. But we use special signs. We use signs like less than, greater than, or equal to. In this case, we're going to have a lot of comparisons. So on this top, we're comparing negative 18 to negative 1. The way I say to compare them is to think about a number line. Here's 0. Negative 1 will be right here. All the way over here will be negative 18. Which one is greater, negative 18 or negative 1? Greater means further to the right. So the further to the right a number is, the more it is, the greater it is. So for instance, a million would be all the way over in infinity over here, but the negative 1 would be over here. So a million will be greater than negative 1. By the same token, negative 1 will be greater than negative 18. When we write that, we write our inequality symbol, this symbol right here, with the mouth of the alligator. This is the thing that we often use in the younger grades to talk about this. With the mouth open to the one he wants to eat, to the greater one. So in this case, negative 18 would be less than negative 1, or negative 1 would be greater than negative 18. Now we're comparing a positive and negative, 32 and negative 39. Let's zoom in on that really quick. 32 and negative 39. 32 is a positive number, so it's farther to the right, so it's going to be greater than negative 39. 32 will be greater than negative 39. Okay? Now, if you ever see ones that are totally equal, you have to write the equal sign. I'm looking for them on this page, and I don't actually see any, so you may be off the hook on that one. So we go to the back, talking about graphing inequalities. This is a next level thing in algebra, where we're talking about things that involve variables. These numbers up here are variables. They're letters that stand as symbols for other numbers. So for this whole sheet, I actually made a little typo. These should all be positives. We're not quite to the negative stage yet. So looking at m is less than or equal to negative 1. M is less than or equal to negative 1. Now, we have to show that visually. When we see anything that has less than or greater than without an equal to sign, it's going to be an open dot. I'll show you what that means in a second. When we see things that have less than or equal to with that line under it, it's going to be a closed dot. Why is that? If we have a number that is less than or equal to negative 1, that means that it can be anything less than negative 1, but it can also equal negative 1. So, in this case, we have a closed dot that is less than or equal to negative 1, and we're going to fill in everything we can that's less than it. So we draw a big old line and draw an arrow less than or equal to negative 1. Okay? So that's the next one. S is less than or equal to 1. So we do a closed dot that's or equal to, closed dot, S is less than or equal to 1. All of this could be less than or equal to 1. We draw a nice little arrow like that. For this one, V is greater than or equal to 6. What I do, I find my 6. Okay, 6 is here. I have V is greater than or equal to it. I fill in my dot because it's a or equal to. V is greater than or equal to 6, so I can fill in everything that's greater than it. Like that. Now, here's a good example. 3 is less than D. If our inequality is not in the right order, we need to reset it so that our variable goes first. 3 is less than D. We just switch around. We're comparing D and 3. In this one, the mouth is open to the D, so D is going to be greater than 3. Make sure to switch it, otherwise your whole problem is off. D is greater than 3. What I do, I go to my 3. And I think, okay, is this a closed or an open dot? If it's just greater than, it's going to be an open dot, because that means it can't actually be 3. It has to be greater than 3. So I do an open dot, because it can't actually be 3 itself. D is greater than 3, so I'm going to the right. D is greater than 3. And I do an arrow. D is greater than 3, but it can't be actually equal to 3, so I leave that dot totally open. Once again, for all of our problems down here, we should have positive variables. That's how you do the homework tonight and how you graph inequalities. Please let me know if you need any help or if I can be of any further assistance. Thank you. Have a good one.